Hello, YouTube. This is your host, Chris Christie, and this is the Gospel Street. So today we're going to talk about God's unfailing love, and this is coming from Psalm 107. So let's talk about this real quick. We're going to get into this real quick. God loves us, and we know that. He has unfailing love and strong love, and He says to call on Him if you need a friend, a relationship, because sometimes in the world, when you're dealing with people, they don't love you. They may be your friend in your face, but behind your back they're not. And we give these words as associates and acquaintance, but not a friend or whatever. Even people that be there for you in different ways may not be there for you in all ways. Do they really care? Okay? And do they love you? So God is saying He has unfailing love, unconditional love for you. Psalm 107. So what He does, He comes to the rescue for us. When we are lost, He rescues us from the wandering in the desert, which means we're in the wilderness. We're out there going through it. We're in the midst of the storm. He rescues us with His love. When we're suffering, when we're in prison, healing the sick, people close to death, saving their lives and resurrections and bringing them back for healings, restoration of health, rescuing us when we had trouble in sea. And this is saving us from our distress. This is God's unfailing love that He gives us and that He shows us. Okay, so basically we're coming from Psalm 107, and it says, thank the Lord for His constant love. So it starts with the love first. Let me explain this real quick. You got to look at God as a person. He's a being. A God is a supreme being, a deity that you worship. Okay? So you gotta look at Him as a person. Now, He is invisible. He's a spirit, but it helps me to understand Him better when I think of Him as a person, even though He is a spirit, right? So what I'm getting at is this. He got sense because He can do things to preciseness. Some people say He's a force, but you got to think about it. He can use force, and He can be a moving force, but He got sense. Because when you hear testimonials, you'll hear people talk about precision, preciseness, that He did to save their life. Like, heard a testimony of this lady or this girl saying that she was in 2 car wrecks back to back. Okay, she got hit, had to pull over the side of the road, and the ambulance got there, and then somebody came and like hit the ambulance and hit her again. Well, she said it wasn't nobody but God that saved her twice in one situation, in the same situation. Preciseness, because of the way it was, the way the car was hit was just in the right position to where it didn't injure her or injure the passengers, okay, and the paramedics. So and a lot of times when He performs miracles and do things, it is down to preciseness or precision. That right there let you know He got skills, and He got to have a thought process and be able to think and be able to have some type of something upstairs and up here. Because how you gonna be precision? You know, like if He was just a moving energy, a force. I mean, yeah, a force can. Because I think of a force like it's air or something that's an energy wave or energy pushing. But my thing is this. That's preciseness, man. So, I mean, because it ain't like He moved her. Well, the car moved, but the car moved from it being hit from another car. But it's the way it moved. So, no, I don't think He hit the car. You see what I'm saying? I think that, because that was the wreck part of it. I don't think He caused that. So you got to see the way that her life was saved was precision. And you'll hear a lot of testimonials about God's precision. Okay? So just wanted to put that out there. That's how I think of Him, is as a person, even though He's a spirit. It makes it easier for me to understand because we don't really see Him. We feel Him. We experience Him, but we don't see Him. He's invisible. So whatever makes you feel more comfortable and makes it make more sense to understand Him. But here's the deal. When it's talking about His love, it's saying that He loves us. That's why He be doing all this stuff for us. Right? And that's what I'm saying. When you're dealing with people, Do they love you or do they not? Because you can tell by what they do for you if they love you. Because when you down and out, they ain't coming through. They don't love you. And this is what this is saying. It's saying God came through for these people when they was walking in the desert, the wilderness. They were suffering and sick and on their deathbed and the trouble at the sea, and He saved them from all the distress. Miraculous resurrections, healing, restoration of health, and not just about that. They was wandering in the desert in the midst of a storm, okay, and suffering in prison and things like that. His love is constant. And it's not just a feeling that you gonna feel the love. They saying that He has love enough to rescue you. So sometimes He will rescue us and we can rest in Him and just be at peace and calm, and it's a feeling. But it's also His love that actually rescues us out of situations. Okay. And so that's what this is. Thank the Lord for His constant love and God's goodness. So let me read this real quick. It says, give thanks to the Lord because He is good. Psalms 107 to 150. But I'm just going to read a little bit of it. And this is verse 1. His love is eternal. Repeat these words in praise to the Lord, all you whom He has saved. He has rescued you from your enemies, and He and has brought you back from foreign countries. So this is actually talking about something He did. You see, it was His love, the reason He did it, because He had enough love for you to do it. Just like somebody that love you, when they love you, they show you they love you because they doing it for you. It's not just coming out their mouth. They actually showing you they love you through their actions of what they doing and how they treating you. And this is what this is saying. Feel His love. Feel it because of what He doing for you. And that's what it says. He has rescued you from your enemies and has brought you back from foreign countries. Okay. Repeat these words and praise to the Lord, all you whom He has saved. Okay. From east and west, from north and south, some wandered in the trackless desert and could not find their way to a city to live in. And this is verse 5, Psalm 107, verse 5. They were hungry and thirsty and had given up all hope. Then in their trouble they called to the Lord, and He saved them from their distress. He led them by a straight road to a city where they could live. So see, He came in and actually rescued them out of the situation. And what this is talking about is God's constant and unfailing love. Because He loved us, He's willing to do this for us. You know, He says that He cares for us. And when He says that He cares for us, He says, you cast your cares upon me because I care for you. And what that means is this. Your cares is your worries, your stress, and your anxieties. And He repeats this to us and reminds us that our troubles and our distresses and our anxieties and our stress and our worries and our fears and that's your cares. And He's saying, because He cares for you, put them on me, honey, and I'm going to take care of it. Like they say, give it to God. Give it to God. And that's what this is talking about. But this is talking about because He loves us, He's doing it. Not just because He cares for us, but because He loves us. Okay, so let me keep going. They must thank the Lord for His constant love. Verse 8, 107 Psalms, verse 8, for the wonderful things He did for them. And like I say, when people love you, they show you. When you down and out. Now let's talk about this real quick, and we're gonna stop here. Verse 9, He satisfies those who are thirsty and fills the hunger with good things. Some were living in gloom and darkness, prisoners suffering in chains because they had rebelled against the commands of Almighty God and had rejected His. Hold on just a moment. I got somebody playing on my phone. And had. I lost my place. And had rejected His. Just a moment. His instructions. Okay. And this is going to be verse 11, Psalm 107. All right. They were worn out from hard work. They would fall down and no one would help. Then in their trouble, they called to the Lord. Okay. And we're getting deep in this. And He saved them from their distress. He brought them out of their gloom and darkness and broke their chains in pieces. They must thank the Lord for his constant love. Verse 15, for the wonderful things he did for them. We're going to leave it at that. Okay. Over and over again, it says they must thank the Lord for his constant love. Simple and plain. Give him thanks. Give him praise. That's what he liked. He brought them from prison, out of the shackles, out of the situations, basically the suffering of chains, or the chains of suffering, the shackles of suffering. He got them out of that. Now, this is for real. He got them out of their situation, is what this is talking about. And it's only because he loved you. That's his love. That's how powerful his love is. But what it says is this is God's goodness, his unfailing love. And it says, give thanks to the Lord because he is good. Verse 1 of Psalms 107, it starts out, give thanks to the Lord because he is good. 3 times in the verses we read, and we read up to I think around like 15 verses, it says 3 times to give God the thanks. Give him the thanks because he helped you out of your situation, and he did it because of love. So that's powerful. We're going to stop there. Like I said, it was Psalms 107. We read about 15 verses. We started at verse 1. And it's about God's constant love for us, his unfailing love. Now, let's talk about this real quick. We must remind ourselves that no matter what we're going through, God loves us. And you got to think about it like you just call on him, and he already loved you. He already loved you. It's better than dealing with a human being, because a human being is usually, what you can do for me, I'm going to do for you. Isn't it that way? Even the people that love you the hardest, you still got to do something for them. Because think about human nature and human life and how humans are. If you just go around somebody and let's say they love you, right? They're not just going to keep helping you out and bringing you out of trouble and doing stuff for you, and you don't never do anything that they ask you to do. They're not going to operate that way. It's always because they're going to look at you as a deadbeat or a user, right? And so that's how it goes. So yeah, we got to give back to God, and it worked the same way, because it's like he wants us to help people and be a shining light to people, and giving him thanks and praise and testimonials and worship, and just planting seeds, letting people know that he exists. So he wants us to return the favor as well. But what he's saying is he is a loving God, and because he loves us so much, he's willing to rescue us out of the darkness and the bad situations, the suffering, and all the mess that we get ourselves into. Because a lot of times we got ourselves in that mess. 9 out of 10 or 90% of the time, or somewhat. And sometimes it's a mistake, sometimes it's not. Sometimes we don't actually bring ourselves in a mess, right? But a lot of times we do. And so either way it goes, it doesn't really necessarily matter to God. He's just saying that he has his love for us. Now, he does have a system of judgment and all this and that. We ain't gonna get into that right now. We're just talking about his love and how he's rescuing these people out of these situations. It's biblical, folks. You heard it from me. You heard it from the Bible, from Psalms 107, starting at verse 1. We read about 15 of them, and that's just what it is. You see what I'm saying? So he is telling you, because these are testimonials. Psalms is songs that people would actually sing to God, and it's inspired by God. It's stuff that people wrote about God, and it's the truth. Okay, so we can take this as the real deal. So they just basically saying, that he loved me so much that he did all this stuff. He rescued you from prison, distress, bad health, sickness, healing you to see another day. And I'm so sorry, my nose is like itching. Just to be able to do stuff. So that's it. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna keep it like that. I'm sorry about messing with my nose, but like, y'all, I keep it real with y'all, and I want y'all to keep it real with me. Like, let's just keep it 100 on this, and that's just what's up with me. Because I'm always keeping 100 with you about God and all this, and so it's I gotta get off of here. November the 5th, 2019. 9. It's not real late, but it's getting late. But just remember that 2 things from this real quick. God loves you. That's what Psalm says. Okay, and that's law. It's inspired by him. These writings. And so he loves us because he don't have no respect of a person. So it's for people that believe in him. That's who he loves. If you worshiping other gods, he says he's a jealous God. I don't think it applies to you. But if you worshiping him and you believe in him, he loves you. Okay. Now that doesn't mean if you worshiping other gods you can't turn to him and he don't love you. But you got to be dealing with him and calling on him. These people are praying to him and asking for his help. Okay, they're in communication with him. They dealing with him in a relationship or somewhat for him to even know they need help. Because you got to call on him if you need help, right? So, but this is explaining because of his constant love and the severity of his love. He is willing to rescue you. He is willing to save you out of the desert and out of that storm. He is willing to bring you out of your situation and save your life and give you another chance. So whether you're on drugs, whatever it is, you could be financially unstable, you could be broke, you could be in poverty, you might not have a piece of bread to eat. Now, let's touch on this. If you don't have a piece of bread to eat, go to a food pantry. Go to a church or go get welfare. Go get food stamps, I'm sorry. What do they call it? EBT card where I am. But you can call on the Lord to help you in the process. But, I mean, I've heard people say, like, this lady was telling me this like back in the day. You know, like when they said a village raised a community. She said that they were so broken poor that the community had to feed them. But they always had food. Because she said it was a lady in the neighborhood that always cooked enough for her and like her siblings to eat every day. That's how poor they were. So don't doubt God, honey, because he will make a way. And that's what her testimony was. Her testimonial, I'm sorry. That he made a way for them to eat every day. Because they didn't have nothing. They were broke, dirt poor. And they didn't have nothing. But he made a way for them to walk up the street to the neighbor house. And the neighbor made a way to feed them every day so they could eat. So that's powerful. They prayed to God and he made a way. So you don't never know how he's going to make a way for you. You know, you may show up at the EBT line to get your food stamps and he make a way that way. This is providing that you done talk to him about it. Now, we ain't just talking about you just show up and get food stamps. You get what I'm saying? And that's what she's saying, that they actually prayed and he made a way. They ate every day. If it wasn't for the neighbor and God touching the neighbor to feed them and doing that, they wouldn't. What was they gonna eat? Then they may have had to turn to stealing or whatever to get the food. So that's powerful. Always take it to God and give it to God. That's what he's saying. Bring it to me, because he knows life is hard. He knows his life is messed up. He knows this world is messed up. Seriously, like he knows we live in a messed up world, a effed up world. And that's why he tells us to call on him. He's a helper and a provider. That's what he does. He will make a way. He will protect us. He will provide. He will help. He will heal. He will bring full restoration. A miracle worker, a way maker. He just do it all. And that's what this is talking about. His love. This is him showing his love, because the love is there for us. And it's constant. And it's real. And it's unfailing. Unfailing is like unconditional. But it's also mean it don't fail. You see what I'm saying? It's both. So basically, it's just like this. He's saying he loved you so much. Look, I'm willing to feed you. You just call on me. If you stranded in the desert, I'm willing to bring you out. You just call on me. I'll send a rescue team to come find you, or however he does get you out. Right? And that's the testimony, because one of the verses said, if you are at sea and stranded at sea, that he will rescue you. That's what it said in this Psalms. And basically, I was thinking about the testimonial real quick, and I'm gonna hurry up because we're getting into like 20 minutes long in this video, and I need to hurry. I'll try to get to 25 and get out of here, get off of the video. This man had this testimony, and He told Morgan Freeman, but it was powerful, and I'm going to share this with you real quick. He was swimming at sea in the ocean, went underwater. He was out deep, drowned. He took his last breath. His body filled up with salt water. He was out. 15 to 18 minutes he had died, seen the light. You know, everybody said they died, seen this tunnel and seen the light and all this and that. And he said a voice told him, it is not your time yet. Go back. You have a purpose to fulfill. So guess what happened? A force pushed him. He woke up. He's still underwater. Kicked the salt water out of his body, pushed him up to the top of the ocean, and he was back up on top of the water. Is that not miraculous, y'all? Is that not a miracle? And guess what? The rescue team shows up. The rescue team shows up. Miraculous miracle. Okay? Miracle. A miracle worker. A way maker. A miracle. And this is the God that we serve. So don't never doubt God, and don't never forget that. Now, honey, sometimes we don't know what he's doing and what's going on, but you just got to push. Pray until something happens. And you can use that strategy to push no matter what your situation is. Okay, and what I mean is this. Some situations require more than prayer. Honey, sometimes you got to fast with the prayer. Sometimes you got to worship with the prayer. Sometimes you got to praise with the prayer. Sometimes you got to get in the word with the prayer. Because there's such thing as going in a spiritual battle. We're going to get into all that. But what I'm saying is you push. You do it until something happens. You push and push through it until something happens. And what that something is that breakthrough for that prayer to be answered, or whatever that thing is that you're searching and seeking to get from God, or information, or whatever it is that you're finding, knocking, and that door shall be open. And that's the verse that he gives us. All right, y'all. I want to say bless and be blessed, and God bless. And I need all the blessings I can get, so please bless me with goodness. I want to hear y'all comments. Please make sure you post testimonials. I think they're very powerful, and that's why I try to put them out there as much as possible. Put them in my videos or whatever. Testimonials are powerful. It's evidence that God exists, and it's evidence of what he does and how he works the situation out and the miracles. And it just motivates us to know that he's real. That he's real and that he will do it. And I used to work, not that long ago, I worked at this place called Alorica. And guess what they did every time? I was actually in orientation. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. This was in orientation. They was doing this. They didn't care nothing about people having other religious beliefs. They didn't care. That's how strong and how worked up they was for God. Now, they didn't give no well, they did give testimonials. They did give testimonials. So I have another testimonial to give you. Because I do remember one of the managers gave a testimony. And listen, his testimonial is powerful. Very powerful. So the next time we meet, I'm going to give you his testimonial. For real, because he actually came in the class in orientation giving his testimonial. And they was like, won't he do it? Yes, he will. Honey, they said, look, we don't care what you believe or what religion you is. You're going to hear this and you're going to learn today that he did it for me, and won't he do it? Yes, he will. Meaning, he'll do it for you. He ain't got no respect of person. But look, I got to go. We getting at the 25 minute. So, but I'm going to bring you that man testimonial because it's very powerful. Like, he was a crack addict and everything. Strung out. And guess what? He walked in as a manager. He's a manager at this company, and it's called Alorica. This is real deal, honey. I don't give y'all the fakeness. Alright, so we'll get back. It's reaching 25 minutes, and this is November the 5th, 2019. What y'all doing for New Year's Eve? Hey, give me some comments. Please, y'all give me some comments. I want to hear from y'all. But we ain't doing nothing but praising and worshiping and celebrating the Lord and giving him his props and praise. What did Psalm 107 say? Thank the Lord and give the Lord thanks and give the Lord 3 times. He say, give me the glory, honey. Give it to me. Give me the thanks. Come on. Give me the glory. Give me the glory. I know I'm all that. Give me the glory. I got you. But give me the glory. And that's all he asks. When you go somewhere, give him the glory. Mention his name. Give him the thanks. You planting a seed when you bring him up, mentioning that name of God, the Most High God. All right. Well, y'all be blessed and keep it that way. I need your blessings too. I stay blessed, want to be blessed forever. I hope that for y'all too. See y'all later, YouTube. I'm so glad YouTube was invented because I really like this. I enjoy it. Alright, so we're gonna link up. We're gonna link up with other believers on YouTube as well. Not just through my channel, but we're gonna link up with other channels. This other girl I've watched, but we're gonna get into all that. Alright, see y'all next time.